Hello Gold Rush Bay fans, welcome again to my channel. I wanted to introduce you to our newest model here, the Addams Family Mansion. The Addams Family Mansion I'm really excited about is because it incorporates a lot of the Victorian details that are rich and ornate that I really love, but also adds some Gothic elements to it as well. As an architect myself, I love the architectural details and the history that these Victorian mansions provide, specifically the Second Empire style mansions. Now, during the time of the late 1800s, the Gilded Age came into fruition here in America, and these railroad barons and other rich folks wanted to build something that was very monolithic and massive. Central to this house is this large tower right in the middle. This gives an indication of oversized height that really was indicative of the excess during the Gilded Age. So they incorporate a lot of these Gothic elements, these high windows and these ornate brackets holding up the eaves. And look at this ornate balcony here, which you could situate someone on top of. And this porch that provides a grand entrance that kind of leads up into the center of the house. Lights could be displayed in these windows or candles. Since they were not lit by electricity, they were often gas powered. So sometimes these gas powered lamps were unpredictable and they would flicker on and off, sometimes intentionally by their husbands, hence the term gaslighting. During the early 19th century, a lot of these mansions fell into disrepair, so they became more a symbol of death and macabre. That's why you see it in a lot of these horror films. And what I like about these huge Gothic windows is you can place little figurines inside, which I did here, alluding to the activity and the paranormal activity that could be taking place within these mansions. Now, like I said, during the Gilded Age, they spent so much time and effort into developing these details, such as these fish scale tiles, that it was really too expensive to upkeep during the early 19th century. So instead of spending the money to upkeep them, a lot of these families would just move out and leave them into disrepair. So a lot of them became boarded up, cobwebbed, ugly. A lot of these windows became just ugly symbols of something that's sinister inside. So I included here a conservatory on the side, on the right, where you could kind of grow your plants, you could develop them. During this time frame, late 1800s, early 1900s, they had this railing at the top of the roof called the Widow's Walk. The wives would actually stand up here because during the war, they wanted to look out for their husbands that would come into harbor, and they would get the message of death or that the husband was alive, and they would walk up there nervously, waiting for news from their husband. And what better way to view the seaport than from the roof? That's why they call it the Widow's Walk. See these clapboard sidings on the side and the wood. All these details contributed to this excessively ornate style of the Gilded Age. Now, what's really important about any haunted mansion or any depiction of a spooky house is this idea of the mansard roof. Now, the mansard roof you see on the side here, they're sloping roofs. They're really high. In contrast to other roofs in the past, the roofs would hide a large room behind it. So this often became the attic. And the attic in all these films is a place where spooky things, ghosts inhabit, and other supernatural elements reside. So definitely having an attic is really nice to have if you want to position figures, create lighting effects, create sounds. And I made this so that you can certainly customize it to however you want to. So now I'm going to open up the house. So now with the house open, you can see you can populate this house to however you want to populate it. There's a grand staircase right in the center here, and it opens up via hinge. You can just open it up and you can put figures inside. Uncle Fester can, have a room in here, tempting fate with his electrical experiments. Wednesday and Pugsley can have their own rooms. Really, you could put any HO scale figures or furniture in this house. I also have it in N scale as well. Create smoke effects from the chimney if you'd like. But really, what I really wanted to do is create a house for maximum customization. So really, you can make anything you want happen in this house. So I'll put a link in the description where you can actually purchase this house from goldrushbay.com. You can order in black, gray, white, brown, and you can also paint it as well. There's a nice texture on the surface that allows for painting and other acrylics to adhere to the surface. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you like this figure. You can order it from the website at goldrushbay.com. I also have other spooky houses available on my website, the Munsters house, the Haunted Mansion. In the next couple of videos, I will show other antebellum structures. But for now, thanks so much for watching and have a great time at Gold Rush Bay.